I'm Dr. Natalie Phillips, host of Just Connect, a show where we chat about connections through social media, learning opportunities, and through the people we meet every day. Join me every Wednesday on Facebook Live at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I am an audiologist, a business owner, an entrepreneur, and a connector. This life is about connecting for the right reasons and to the right people. I believe making authentic and true connections lead to growth, change, and impacting the world.
Hello, hello, hello. I was doing some share action, so sorry I came on late. And oops, I wasn't supposed to say sorry. See how it just rolls off my tongue? Hello, Anthony. Hello, Cindy. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. It was kind of funny because, Anthony's apologizing for being impatient. Okay. So we're going to all stop saying sorry and apologizing because that's what my topic is about. But I'm going to first talk a little bit more about an event coming up that I'm going to do while people kind of roll in here. I'm going to post the Eventbrite here because I had this amazing meeting last night with our event organizers, and I have been getting people to get invited, and it is our event here that is called Unbreakable, Finding Strength in Imperfection. So it is September 6th and 7th here in Loveland, Colorado. I'm super, super duper excited for this. We have some great speakers. I get to speak. I'm going to talk on connection, and we're planning this and pouring so much into it. And I just received a video from my friend Kirsten Hegelson, and I just posted that on my page. And so if you want to kind of see her talk a little bit more about that, then please go there. But I have posted the link in the comments section so that you can kind of join in and see what we're planning, because I'm super excited. September 6th and 7th, it's only 5 weeks from now. I just talked to my friends at the FOCO Cafe, and they are going to become a sponsor. We have NOCO FM as a sponsor, so we are super duper excited. So that is Unbreakable, Finding Strength in Imperfection. It is going to be an amazing time, and we're going to have some fun activities scheduled. And it's September 6th and 7th in Loveland. I put the Eventbrite link in there. We have extended the early bird tickets. And so because we're thinking, there's a lot of people traveling and summer plans and everything, we actually extended the early bird tickets. It was supposed to end tonight at midnight, but we're going to extend it till Sunday, August 4th at midnight to get your tickets. And we also have group discounts. So we have a lot of cool specials going on that I want you guys to check out if you're interested. Hello, Melissa. Good to see you as well. So today I'm super excited because this is going to be a really fun topic. It made me think. I've had a lot of conversations over the last few days just swirling around in my head, and I reached out to my tribe too, and I was talking to them a little bit because I was concerned. I was concerned because all these conversations that were swirling around had sorries flying around. They were some were from my own mouth that I was saying sorry to a lot. I was catching other friends saying sorry, and I was like, why are you saying sorry for? And it made me stop and think, it made me question, why do we always apologize? Is it something that just kind of rolls off our tongue? As you saw me earlier when I first jumped on, I apologized right away when I came on because I was a couple seconds late because I was sharing the show on some other groups. And I immediately said, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, you guys. And I was like, wait. Oh my gosh. I have to stop saying that. I have to just stop letting that roll off my tongue. And it made me think about why we say sorry, why we apologize, and why is it so easy for us to say sorry? Is it something that we just don't think about anymore? Is it something that we just say because we don't know anything else to say? And so I want you guys to be part of the conversation. I want you to put your thoughts up there and talk to me because, again, it was one of those things where I reached out to other people and I said, well, what do you guys think about this? I've had like 5 conversations, and partly it was me, partly it was some of my other friends, there's a lot of different things going on. And so as I go along about this, topic of being sorry, I want you guys to put in the comments what your thoughts are as well, because this is a community and I love to be able to connect to you in real time. Anthony, you're not going to get me because he asks, are you sorry for always being sorry? That's a good question, right? That's a good question. And Melissa says, hashtag sorry, not sorry. And that is a total hashtag. And if my husband were here, he probably would be in the background singing, sorry, not sorry. So I'm pulling out my Marcus Stone singing on my shows. But I won't be subjecting you to that, but I won't apologize for it either. So anyway, so this is what we're going to talk about today. So super excited to talk about it. I just want to know what your thoughts are of why we feel so bad that we have to always say sorry. Why do we feel bad and say sorry for saying no? Why do we feel bad and say sorry for taking a better opportunity? Why do we feel sorry and or feel bad and say sorry for advancing ahead in something, right? Why do we feel bad and why do we say sorry when we have to leave something, leave an environment, leave, something that was more routine, leave a state, moving, that type of thing, leaving a person behind? Why do we feel bad and why do we sometimes say sorry for stepping away from negativity? That one is a huge thing. If it's better for you to step away from a negative environment or a negative person, why do we still feel bad about that? Why do we feel bad and why do we feel sorry for not spending time with people who you don't want to spend time with? That was one of the conversations I had this week. I was literally like putting my foot down saying, no, we're not going to do this, and we're not going to be a part of that because I don't believe in what this person stands for. And I felt bad. I felt bad because the other people were going to anyway, and I just felt really bad. And, I apologized. And I was like, why am I apologizing? It's making me more frustrated, making me more mad, right? Cindy says, sometimes I think we say sorry in order to acquiesce or ease the situation or the tension. Absolutely. See, and it's one of those things like, why do we feel like we have to do that though, Cindy, right? Like, why do we feel like we have to make the tension better? I mean, if it's there, it's there, but why do we have to take that responsibility on to say, oh, I'm sorry, so that we can cut through that icy tension? Melissa, oh my gosh, Melissa, I love you to death. She says, great topic. You should never apologize for your feelings. I absolutely agree, but sometimes I feel like it comes out and I don't mean it because I don't want to apologize for my feelings. But at the same time, it's one of those things that just comes out, and that's what kind of gets me going because I don't want to feel like I have to say sorry, but I feel like it naturally comes out. I say sorry a lot. I still say sorry a lot, right? It's hard. It's something that I'm trying to be very aware and very deliberate so that it doesn't roll off my tongue. Today, I was on a conversation with a friend and she was telling me about some of her ailments of her back and her health, and I had to bite my tongue so hard. And I felt like I was almost not being a good friend because I wanted to say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry you feel like this, or oh my gosh, but I couldn't because I knew I was going to talk about this topic today, and I was practicing really hard not to say sorry, and I had to sit there and listen. And when you're on a phone and when you're not in front of people, like for me, it's a one-way conversation, even though you guys are commenting, it's hard to read the other person, and I can't nod, you guys can't nod to me and say, yep, you're right, but it's one of those things when you're on a phone call, I felt like I wasn't tuning in, or she thought that maybe I wasn't tuning in as much because I couldn't say things back to her. And I was trying to be very cognizant of not saying sorry, but being a very good listener. But again, after the phone call, I kind of felt bad because I thought, man, I felt like I didn't connect with her as much as I really wanted to. So those are the things that bother me. I still say sorry when someone misinterprets what someone else said to them. I was not even in the conversation. And when somebody tells me that, they heard this or they misinterpreted something, I apologize. And I'm like, why am I doing that? Right? I say sorry when someone was feeling bad because someone treated them unfairly. I had someone that treated a friend unfairly, and then she turned around and took it out on me. And all I could do was say, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry you feel like this. Like, I don't know why she said that to you. And, I'm trying to be a good friend and I know you're taking it out on me, right? But I'm like, I'm so sorry. Why am I doing that, right? And then also, I said sorry when I felt bad, even when I didn't do anything. So why are we caught in what? I don't know. I'm not going to generalize and say that you guys do that too, but why am I caught in this trap? Melissa says, I'm so proud of you. You can say, I understand and empathize with your situation and offer solutions. Absolutely. So that leads me, and Melissa, it couldn't have been more perfect, but that leads me to what I really want to focus on today. Yes, the topic was about apologizing and saying sorry. Yes, I want you guys to be a little bit more aware of just letting it roll off your tongue, or maybe it's just me. I have no idea if it's just me. If it's not just me and you also struggle with this, throw me some hearts, throw me some likes. I'd like to know that I'm not alone, but instead, it's exactly what Melissa said. I was going to focus on when we say sorry and why, right? And I did pull out some things that I thought about when I say sorry, but I don't want to focus on that. I don't want the show to be about that. And I want this show, instead, I want to become part of the solution. Just exactly what Melissa said. I want to turn it around, and I want to focus today on when we shouldn't say sorry, and instead, what can we say? Right? So what can we say instead? So exactly what Melissa said. She gave us some great comments and some great substitutes of, instead of saying sorry, saying, I understand and empathize with your situation and offer solutions, right? So I came up with 3 times when we shouldn't say sorry and what we can say instead. So number 1, when I find myself saying sorry, is when we have a great opportunity and have decided to take it. It could be a job, it could be a move, it could be a change in your life. Remember, it isn't about anybody else, but it is about you. So why do we start off saying, when you have a great opportunity and you're going to take it, why do we feel like we have to tell people and say, I'm so sorry, but I'm going to do this, or I'm so sorry, I have decided to do this? Like, why are we apologizing? So instead, because this is a great opportunity, because it has nothing to do with anybody else but you taking this opportunity, whether it's a job, a move, a change in your life, instead, start off saying, I am excited for this great opportunity. I mean, how easy is that, right? How easy is that? Instead of saying, I'm so sorry, but I've decided to ... say, you know what? I'm super excited for this great opportunity, and this is what I'm going to do, right? So number 1, never say sorry when you're taking a great opportunity. Thank you, Melissa, for taking notes. Marcus Stone, good to see you here. Thank you for joining. All right, number 2. I came up with 3 times when we shouldn't say sorry and what we should say instead. Number 2 is when we feel bad for a circumstance that we are not directly part of, okay? Isn't that so ridiculous? Let me read that back to you again, okay? Because I write notes here. When we feel bad for a circumstance that we are not directly part of. Like, how does that even make sense that we're sorry for a circumstance that we're not even a part of? So, for example, things that can happen, and sometimes, people don't want to hear how sorry you are. So it could be something like it was a big loss that they had, and it wasn't anything that you did, and it doesn't help for you to say, oh, I'm so sorry. But maybe, there's a way that you can show your empathy, not sympathy, but empathy in a different way than saying, oh, I'm so sorry for your loss. It's so hard. Like, what do we say? Because that's what we say, is we say, I'm so sorry, right, for your loss. But instead, you can still show empathy if you turn it around and you say, I am here for you. How can I help? What do you need? You're still showing empathy. You did not utter the words, I'm sorry, because really, like, how does that help them? But you putting yourself out there saying, what can I do? You can't even say, I feel you, because you might not, have been in that situation that they have. But, I am here for you. How about that? I'm here for you. What can I do? How can I help? Right? That is still showing empathy without saying, I'm so sorry and I'm so sorry for your loss. And I catch myself doing it all the time because I don't know what else to say. So that's the second thing that I want you guys to reframe. The third situation is when we need to say no to something or someone. I want to spend time on this because there's a couple of different reasons, right? Number 1 is people may not understand why you're saying no, but it doesn't matter. They don't know why you're saying no. They might not know the inside. They might not know what your journey is. You might be protecting your time and your energy. You might be protecting your mental and your physical health. You may have experienced something in a particular environment or with a particular person that everyone else hasn't seen. And you're saying no to this person or this environment because you just got to get out of there, right? Nobody else knows because they don't know how that environment really was or how that person really was. So don't feel bad. Don't say sorry when you have to say no to something or someone, right? And that's one of the reasons, is because other people don't know your journey and they don't need to know, right? The second reason why is because, let's take a step back just a second and think about, what happens if you don't say no, right? What happens if you don't say no? For me, these are some of the things that I came up with is I end up doing tasks and having responsibilities that are not my job when I don't say no. I get burned out, I get frustrated, and then I get irritated. But I was the one that took on the task. I was the one that didn't say no, and I still get irritated, right? All this leads to frustration. All this leads to stress. All this leads to things that you've created because you did not say no, because you felt bad, right? And so instead, what I want you to say in this particular situation is, I am not able to help or to do that at this time or this time around, right? That's all you have to say. You don't have to say, I'm sorry. Don't feel bad. Just say, I am not able to be there for you, or I am not able to help out at this time. When people push you, there might be people to say, why? Why wouldn't you be able to do it? Like, you don't have anything else to do. I have no idea. Some people might say that to you, right? When people push you to try to understand a little bit further, I have had to come out and say, look, I have had to remove myself from that particular situation because it was unhealthy. I never apologized. I got better at it because I knew, nobody else knew what happened, but I knew that I could not be in that particular situation. And so if people push you, you don't have to open up you open up as much as you want to. You don't have to apologize. That is the biggest thing. So, and thinking about what I want you guys to do is, I want you to stop and I want you to really think about, before you apologize, one of these other ways that I said that you can use words instead of jumping to I'm sorry. But that means you have to be aware and you have to be very deliberate about not saying sorry. And then on the flip side, I just want to throw this out to you guys. On the flip side of all of this is that we also have to encourage others to stop apologizing and saying sorry and respecting their decisions and their time, right? So we can't just say, okay, I'm going to do this. But if somebody that you're noticing is trying to say no, or they're about to say sorry, remind them, hey, it's not your fault. You don't have to say sorry. Or you know what? It's totally fine. Like, you have to turn around and also respect others' times and others' decisions without any reason at all, right? And I'm just flipping the coin. So in case you're on whatever side you're on, that you are cognizant of that as well. And we are respectful to each other, right? Because we won't know the whole picture. And we won't know why people make certain decisions, just like they won't know it, right? Because people make decisions based on their own ideas, their own personal ideas, their own personal opinions, and their own personal outcomes. And we don't have to understand the reason either, right? So my challenge for you guys today, and thank you so much for joining, my challenge for you today is, number 1, be aware. Number 2, be deliberate in not saying sorry and keeping each other accountable as well. So if you happen to be right in the middle of saying, and it's already coming out, and you're like, oh, it's already coming out, and you're already saying sorry, I want you to quickly add to the end exactly what my dear friend Melissa Burrell said in here, #sorry, not sorry. So if you're already coming out with it and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, not sorry, I want you to say that, because I want you to be aware of not apologizing all the time, not ever apologizing for your feelings or your decisions. And, I want us to all be accountable and respectful of each other. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. Thank you, Melissa, for taking notes. And I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you next week. If you haven't seen all of the episodes of Just Connect, by the way, I am on YouTube. Oh, and let me put that up here too. So I am on YouTube. If you look that up, Dr. Natalie Phillips, you can subscribe and hit the notification bell, and it will show you all of my different videos, including my podcasts, and also the ones that I do for All Things Odd, which is my audiology business as well. So if you've missed any episodes, catch me on YouTube, subscribe, hit the notification bell, or I will see you every week here on Wednesdays, 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Just Connect. Thank you guys so much for joining. I hope you have a great week. All right, bye-bye.